Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a huge new event in NHL 21. It is the Block Busters event, so it highlights some of the bigger trades that have happened around the deadline, obviously, because they can't do a normal trade deadline event because the season obviously is all changed up. So they gave us the Block Busters event. I'm actually pretty stoked about how this event works. It's kind of confusing, so we're going to break it all down for you guys, explain exactly how it works, because they are trying some new things in terms of sets and giving you some freedom with your teams when you're trying to grind to build these cards. So let's get into everything, including the cards, how the sets work. Let's get into it, guys. All right, so we need to discuss how this works before we actually go and take a look at the cards. So you'll see here we've got an Eric Lindros at 85, 87, 89, 91, and 94. Eric Lindros is one of the master items. So to get started on a 94 overall elite master item, you acquire an 85 overall player item in sets, much like how the fantasy cards like Couturier and Makar, how they work. You complete sets and challenges to find player items and player numbers needed for the upgrade sets, and then complete the set track to obtain 294 overall master items with different synergy makeup. So that's what we need to discuss, because that is a gigantic game changer to what it normally is. So we'll take a quick snapshot at the 7 master items. We've got Chris DiDomenico. We've got the Marc-Andre Fleury, 93 Shea Weber. I cannot for the life of me understand how Jack Johnson is getting yet another card, as he is a meme, but nonetheless, we'll take a look at his actual card. 93 Phil Kessel, the 93 Mike Fisher, and then Eric Lindros. And again, we'll break down all those cards and see what they're worth as well. But there is a very, very big difference between this event and how the 94s are actually obtained, because it's a lot different, than it is. So the 93s, they're available in sets and packs, as always, but the 94s are exclusively in upgrade sets. So think of like a short-term fantasy card upgrade event. So you know how Couturier and Makar, those sets are already there, or always there. The 94s for this event, they are only here while during the event, so we've got to take a look at that. So, and then we'll also, obviously, there's 12 new cards as well in terms of the actual release. So let's go and take a look at the cards first. All right, we'll start things off with Devan Dubnyk from my Sharks. 6'6", he's always been a lord in Hut because of his size. Distributor and Heart and Soul, I mean, not a great synergy combo. His aggression is so high. This is a hard pass, instant sell if you were to pack him. Got the 85 NIKITA ZADOROV, 6'6", 235. Again, NHL 20, this was one of the best cards. Swarm and Shutdown, though, a decent combination of synergies, because Shutdown, again, is very easily to activate. The shot accuracy on this card, even with Shutdown, is below 80, though. So offensively, he's complete garbage. And then speed-wise, he's so slow. This is one of those cards that, unless you are so good at defending the rush and the routes you take and you're very careful, I would not recommend. In his own zone, he's one of the best cards in the game. But outside of that, you're going to give up a lot of 2-on-1s and breakaways if you are not super elite at positioning in the neutral zone with defensemen. Then we've got the 85 Luke Schenn with Barrage and Speedster. Makes him a little bit more interesting, obviously, with the Speedster synergy, because he does get his speed up to 89 with Distributor, but acceleration's only 85. He's only 6'2". There's just so many other options on defense that I would rather have if you were looking for an 85 overall player. So this is a sell for me as well. Next, we've got the 86 JEAN-GABRIEL PAGEAU with Spark and Magician. Now, Magician on this card is actually kind of interesting because that really does impact, again, all three of the things that impact L2s and Deeks and whatnot. And with Spark, he gets 91 acceleration. Distributor will get him 90 speed. His shot is all kind of mediocre, though. This is, again, going to be for players that need, early on, you're just starting out, you're looking for a right-handed winger that gives you some synergies. I can guarantee you, for anyone looking to activate Spark after they've gotten Distributor on a budget, this is going to be one of those cards, because he's not going to cost an awful ton, but he will, obviously help you out with that synergy. Got the 86 Joel Otto, 6'4", with Distributor and Wingman, obviously two great synergies. But, he does have 87. I just wish his faceoffs were a little bit higher, because you can get away with an 84 overall speed centerman, but he's only got 87 on the draws. I guess if you needed a cheap centerman that, you play in your fourth line so you don't risk, going up against these guys that have all 90 faceoffs, with Distributor and Wingman, two good synergies. This is one of those cards that, at the fourth line, if you're trying to activate Distributor, again, same kind of thing as PAGEAU, I could see being useful for sure, but I'm not thrilled. Like, I wouldn't be stoked to use him just as the player. We've got the 86 Matthew Barnaby with Swarm and Gladiator. Phenomenal defensive stats, but 80 speed is just not going to do it at this stage of the game. He's only 6'1", so zero. No chance I would just immediately sell him. We've got the 87 Alexander Steen with Heart and Soul and Workhorse. Obviously, Heart and Soul you're not going to look to activate. Workhorse makes him interesting, though. 89 speed with Distributor, over 90 with Acceleration. His shot is right around 90. Again, I think because he is left-handed, you know, there's a lot of options out there. You can't put him at center because he only got 81 face-offs. This would be a pass for me as well. Probably not worth the value. Although I do love the 2 to Workhorse to activate the synergy. Moving on to the 87, Gary Roberts, 2 to Distributor, or sorry, 1 to Distributor, 2 to Gladiator, and the same kind of situation, right? You're going to have to play him on the wing. 83 speed is just so tough to use. He's huge, though. Like, defensively, he's great, but wingers is the least impactful position defensively. I love the fact he's got Distributor, but 2 to Gladiator, again, Gladiator is not a synergy that, you know, is popular that you're going to look to activate, so I would not look for this card if I was trying to activate Distributor. I think there's better options. Got the Sharks, Gustav Nyquist with Distributor and Light the Lamp. This is a very good card. Again, for anyone looking to activate Distributor, that won't hurt your lineup like you're trying to get the synergy and not, you know, impact by putting a crap player in there. This is a phenomenal card. Good skater, okay, like low-end shot now at this stage, but definitely one that, you know, will play pretty well. So this is a nice buy, and especially if you have the 91 Gretzky. I've mentioned this a couple times. He has 2 to Light the Lamp, so you automatically have that synergy activated. So that isn't bad either. So this would be a decent card for sure if you were looking to use this. Moving on to the 87 Jimmy Carson with Heart and Soul and Speedster. So 88 on the draw. Again, that's right on the cusp. It's not bad. Does have 89 speed and then distributed to 92. Acceleration can get to 89 with synergies. And his shot isn't bad either. This could sneaky be a decent card for sure, depending on the price he's going for. This is very early on in the event, so I'd be stunned to see if there's any up. There's not. But take a look out for this card. If he's under 100K, which he should be, I would, you know, this might not be a bad buy. We've got the 88 Milan Lucic, 6'3", 231, balanced. Again, not one of the necessary synergies, in my opinion. 2 to Workhorse, though, is great. 84 speed with Distributor, you know, 89 acceleration. Shot is... There's no real need for an elite defensive winger. There just isn't, guys. Like, there's so much more value playing online with a fast winger, or at least someone that, you know, isn't a complete rock or anchor in terms of skating. So I would sell Milan Lucic as well. Then we've got the 88 TODD Bertuzzi with Distributor and Wingman. Again, a great synergy combo. But it's like all of these wingers are, you know, 6'3", 225. That's a fantastic size, but just real slow. Like, and 77 endurance, man, guys, yeah, again, this would be another avoid as well. I think there's just better options for you. So pass on the TODD Bertuzzi. And again, guys, I know I'm saying pass on a lot of these. I'm just saying if you pack him, sell him, and don't look to go buy him is all I'm trying to say here. Then we've got the 88 Brian Berard, 6'2", 220 with Spark and Howitzer. Does make him like decently useful. Again, depends how cheap he gets. With Distributor, he gets up to 87 speed, but he is 6'2". So like defensively, for a defenseman, that's fantastic. You know, in size and body checking and defensive awareness checking. This could be a nice, cheap left-handed defenseman that again helps you with Spark and Howitzer. Those are 2 great synergy combos. So he does have value there. This is like the dollar store version of Aaron Ekblad. Then moving on to the 89 Keith Yandle with Barrage and Shutdown. And again, this is anyone trying to activate Barrage is good. Shutdown's is a good enough synergy, and it is on a lot of top-end cards. All of his speed and acceleration stuff can get over 90. A low-key, a really nice card as well. I think that he won't cost that much because the other Yandles, like the Prime Times, are super useful. So if you're trying to activate Barrage, though, this isn't a bad option for sure. Our next goalie is an 89 Peter Mrazek with Swarm and 2 to Spark. Great synergy combo. Would not use him, though. I mean, 78 aggression isn't bad, but the glove high and stick high at this point, you kind of want above 90. The shot totals are getting up there, so you can get picked apart upstairs. And he's only 6'1". There's just better options, but this is a good backup goalie if you're hut rich. J.S. Jaguar, 89 overall with 1 to Barrage, 2 to Spark. Again, a great synergy combo. Not a goaltender I would use, though, in terms of just the stats and size. So, a good backup for sure. Cards from this event. The 90 Seth Jones with Distributor and Gladiator. If you activate both of those, This is a really, really good card. Again, the 6'4" in his own zone is fantastic. This is like the cheaper version of the Dougie Hamilton, and he has distributor. So if you're trying to activate that synergy, obviously really beneficial there. Acceleration can get above 90, and again, his size is just what the biggest asset for him here. A really good card and one of the best in this release. Pierre-Luc Dubois getting one for the Winnipeg Jets. Again, 1 to spark, 2 to wingman. Gets his acceleration up real high to 93. Speed would only be 89, and his faceoffs are 78. Like, I don't understand how centerman... He's built like a centerman. He's 6'3", 219. If his faceoffs were like 89, this would be a fantastic card. But a winger with, this is like a left-handed, slower, smaller Patrick Laine. So, pass for me. Again, if his faceoffs were great, this is a phenomenally built center. Next up, the 91, BOUWMEESTER with Spark and Workhorse. Really good defenseman card. 6'4", obviously. Speed can get over 90. His shot accuracy is rough, though, but everything else is fantastic in terms of his defensive abilities. His hand stats are bad, too. Like, if you are someone with L2s a lot and create space like that, this isn't the card for you because he is not going to do it very well. But, again, speed and acceleration and defensively, phenomenal, and size, great as well. I would rather have the Seth Jones, but this is pretty close. Then we've got the 92 Taylor Hall. So the best card that isn't a master item with 1 to barrage and passing playmaker. You really, that maxes out his slap shot. Taylor Hall cards are some of the best in the game. 94 speed and acceleration and agility at 95 before you get any of the team-based synergies. Not much else you can say. This is one of the best left-handed cards in the game. If you can't afford the $1 billion McDavid, this is the next one. Like, even the fact that he has barrage, this is basically the 94 Connor McDavid primetime. So, fantastic option. Okay, now moving on to the master set items. We'll cover the 93s first because, again, these are the ones that are more obtainable. They're you can get them in sets and packs. So distributor, passing playmaker, light the lamp on this one. And again, 6'4", 229, elite in his own zone. Acceleration, skating's all under 90 though. The shot is absolutely elite. Defensively, he's perfect. So don't overthink it too much, with the synergies and the skating. This is fine. As long as you pair him with someone quick that's left-handed, again, the size in your own zone can't be stressed enough. It's so important, guys. So, phenomenal job here. This is a great card, one of the better ones that you can pick in this set. Next, we've got the 93 Eric Lindros with Distributor, Wingman, and Thief. So, with Thief, he has 99 faceoffs. That makes him one of the most elite cards that you can get just because of that alone at center. Then the fact that he's 6'4", 240, you're not moving him. Body checking is 99. Stick checking is only 91 with Thief on, so Thief is kind of important on this card. Defensive awareness at 93, you want to see that a little bit higher, but everything else is phenomenal. His hand stats are all basically maxed. I like the synergy combo. His skating is obviously rough, but centerman, you can get away with someone who's a little bit slower. This is a very, very good centerman card, guys. If you can't afford the Sundin or didn't want to go out and get him, this could be an alternative. He's one of the best centermen just based on his size and face-offs and whatnot. Then we've got the 93 Phil Kessel, 6 foot with balance, shutdown, and glider. Obviously, balance not one that you're going to, outside of the top 3. So let's pretend that you don't have it. His shot is perfect, and speed and acceleration are 93. To be honest, this is like the Taylor Hall I'd probably rather have. His wrist shot's a little bit less, but not by so much that it really matters. Probably not enough value here, but he's incredible as a winger. Don't get me wrong. Speed and acceleration are basically max, so is his agility. His hand stats are all 90. Yeah, actually, you know what? This is a phenomenal card. Don't get me wrong. His synergies, this is like the forward version of Dougie Hamilton in the last event because his synergies suck, but the card is unbelievable. Then we've got the 93 Jack Johnson. Spark, Magician, Shutdown. So, speed, acceleration, agility, all get above 90. His slapshot power is 99, which is unbelievable. You kind of want to get Shutdown activated to get his slapshot accuracy up a little bit. And defensively, he's basically perfect. 6'1", left-handed defenseman. The problem is now, there's quite a... I would rather have Clefbaum. I'd rather have OEL. Then you kind of get into the question of, would you rather have Jack Johnson? He's probably in the top 3, but just barely. I do like his synergy combo, so there is that as well. Not a bad card, don't get me wrong. If you need a left-handed defenseman, this is a good option. Then we've got the 93 Marc-Andre Fleury. Again, doesn't have any stat cap things. 1 to spark, 1 to distributors elite, and phenomenal. This should be a really, really good goaltender. Again, I would not recommend buying him because don't buy goaltenders like that, but this is a really good card. Then we've got the 93 Mike Fisher, Swarm Passing Playmaker Speedster. So this is the better version of Sidney Crosby, like from the last event, honestly. Sidney Crosby can get to 99 faceoffs with, with Thief activated, which is huge, but 93 is enough. Like, there's very few players that you're going to go up against where you lose. 93 speed with distributor, acceleration gets to 90. His shot is basically, in the mid to high 90s. Hand stats are great. Body checking is phenomenal, and he's bigger. So this is slightly better version of Sidney Crosby from the last event. So if you missed out on him, this is a good option. He is right-handed though, so a lot of people aren't super awesome with right-handed players. And then we've got the 93 Chris DIDOMENICO with Spark Howitzer Magician. I'm not a fan of this card, not going to lie. I'm not saying it's bad. I just think that this is basically Marcel Noble's, only much smaller. So you can't put him at center, 85 on the draw. He's 5'11", but he does have max body checking, which is great. But his speed is just, for a winger, not exciting. Definitely the worst of the bunch. I'm not saying he's a terrible card, but like literally go look at Marcel Nobles. It's not, more useful. All right, guys, I don't want to go through all the 94s because it is going to take a long time to make them, or at least it's very expensive. I will do a ranking of all of them because basically, guys, what's going to happen in this event? So the 94 Shea Weber right here has 2 to distributor, passing playmaker, and light the lamp. But then you get another option. So when you do that set, you get both of the 94s of that player. So you can choose between Shutdown, Swarm, and Bounce. This is why I like this event, because while it is kind of confusing, at the end of the road from doing all of the grinding to get this card, right, you can really make out here. Like, you don't get hamstrung by your synergies, because how often do we make a master item, invest all these coins, and then down the road, the synergies don't work? You're always going to have this card, and you can choose between which synergies help you the most, which I really, really enjoy. So I'm all about this. I'm glad that they did it. It is a little confusing, but the 94s you can only get by doing the upgrade path in the sets, and there's one for every single one. So again, I will do a video that goes in depth about describing all of these cards. Okay, guys, now let's talk sets. Again, they are kind of confusing. This event is like, I do like that they're trying new things. It's just, it is confusing when you get new stuff here. So that's what I'm here for. So the 50 players, that doesn't change. The 50 players for, a gold collectible, and then Hut Blockbuster random choice set. So trading gold collectibles for a choice of 1 of 2 random Hut Blockbuster items. Please don't do this set, guys. It costs you 6 gold collectibles. They're about 45, 50K in value. So that's basically 300K, and you get a chance at Taylor Hall and BOUWMEESTER. It's just not a, there's a chance that you could get really absolutely crushed, all right? So don't do that. Moving on, we've got the random 93 overall master item set. So again, it requires one of the collectibles, and then 18 gold collectibles for a random 93. I would not do this set. I wouldn't, because there is some of them that I would just not really want, and it might end up costing you more, because that's almost 2 mil in value. So 1 of 2 in the, so you get 1 of 2 for this one, which again, I don't think that there's going to be a card that's useful no matter what, but this one you get to choose. So you can do an untradeable one for 14 gold collectibles and choose what you want. I think that's probably the play, actually, in all honesty. The random choice of required items. This one's huge, guys. Trade in 4 gold players, and you will get a choice of 1 of 2 of the master item upgrade sets. I'm going to show you that in just a little bit. It's very, very important. This does not have a cooldown, so don't get all bent out of shape by seeing all the gated cards that you would think from the fantasy event. The Hut Blockbuster collectible, you can trade in, a bunch of gold players and get an event collectible that you need to do some of these sets, so that's there. And then the gold collectible, if you do all of these Blockbuster collectibles, you'll get a gold collectible. So then here are all the 94 sets. So again, to start your path to the 94 overall. So Eric Lindros, again, the 84, it requires a gold collectible, and you get the 85, okay? And then you can use the 85. And then it requires, the 85 Alexander Steen, and then these, okay? And again, obviously, Alexander Steen is going to be price gated, but it won't be that bad because you can make that set to get the, required items, and then there's no time limit on here. So you go all the way down here, and all of them have that. Again, I'm going to break that all down in another video because I just think that there's so much here. All right, let's take a look at the Blockbuster moves, because there's also some sets in here. The 91 J BOUWMEESTER, you can trade in this and 3. I don't know if I would do that again. Basically, guys, do this math in your head, okay? Because I can't tell everyone yes or no. Collectibles are about 50K in value. add the card plus the 3 collectibles or however many collectibles and determine if it is worth it or not. The Mark Giordano and a bunch of collectibles. So like, again, just go through these and see if you have the cards. If you're not going to do the set, you might as well sell them. Don't do the J.S. Giguère set. Brian Berard, if you have the 83, that actually might be worth. Maybe not, no. Todd Bertuzzi has one. Jimmy Carson, Chris Carson. Matthew Barnaby. None of these are really worth it, in my opinion, to do the upgrade for. All right, lastly, guys, let's talk about the store real quick. And again, I will have another video that goes through all the other nuances. I just wanted to get the kind of the overall full details video out. So the first pack, 85K, you get a gold collectible and a guaranteed 84 plus item. I would not do this, okay? Gold collectibles, gold player prices are still under 1,000, which means that if you wanted to buy 50 gold players to make a gold collectible, it's cheaper than 50K. This is not worth it, okay? So don't do this pack with points or coins. Next one, any of these two in every event I would not do. They do not give you enough gold player items, okay? If you're going to spend money on packs, don't do it on these ones. Then we've got the new Flame Pack. It's untradeable. 15 items, at least 8 gold players, including a guaranteed gold collectible and icon collectible. It's 110K. Both of those can be made for like around 80 to 85K. Not worth it, in my opinion. Although, the pack odds are bad. No, I would not. Heart of Gold pack is 10 gold players with a guaranteed 83 plus. I wouldn't do that even with points. And then the Love You Forever pack, 18 items, 5 NHL players, including a guaranteed 80 overall plus. No, not worth it. So none of these packs, guys, I wouldn't even spend money on them, okay? All right, guys, so I will have a follow-up video that goes through all of the 94s and all of that very shortly. Again, it takes a long time to make those, so I'm going to make this. I want to get this one out first. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and please subscribe for daily NHL content. I'll see you guys next time.